Hey, good evening.
Good evening, Queen.
How are you today?
Shoot, I'm Gucci. How you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. It's another day, another dollar. Holla.
Hell yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it in. Let's get it in.
Yes, yes. So, StreamYard has been acting a little bit strange. So, I was trying to pull up Black Ink, but it was not pulling up. It was pulling up, but for some reason, trying to stream it is just ridiculous. So, I'm not going to do that. I'm pretty sure that everybody has already seen it anyway. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's first, what do you want to start off with? Because I know this is one of your favorite shows, like it is mine. So,
Well, first
where
of
do
all,
we
I would
want to
like to
begin?
start. Yeah. First of all, I'd like to start off to say that not only New York, Black Ink New York was good, but it's like that's like my number one show. But
Hmm.
I've grown to liking Chicago due to you know people that I would familiarize myself with as far as gaming somebody and relationships and having kids and being all flustered and frustrated and wanting to leave your baby mama, but in the end you come together as one and you make it happen. And I'm not only talking about Ryan, I'm not talking about just Ford, Don, Charmaine. I'm talking about everybody. So whatever you want to talk to, sis, you the host. Let's get into what you want to talk about.
So, I want to talk about how I got into Black Ink Chicago also. Because, first of all, you're right. I wasn't fucking with Black Ink Chicago at first. Okay. Black Ink New York was my favorite one. Nobody, all hell seas, all hell, the Black Ink crew. But what got me into Chicago was when Kitty started fucking with the Black Ink Chicago crew. Okay, which when the rumors were floating around about her and Ryan. So that's what made me start kind of watching them a little bit. I had watched them. I had tried to watch them like at first when when they first started off and Don was trying to be a player and all that stuff, and his wife, okay, she was always fighting him and fighting chicks all the time. I was watching it then, but I never could really get deep into it. It just wasn't interesting to
Ashley,
me.
Ashley's a fucking warrior. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
she's something
lie.
else.
Ashley's a fucking warrior.
But
When
I
you
grew to like her. I really did grow to like her. And I actually like the whole crew now. So now that I've watched them and I went back and watched all the seasons, I really do fuck with the crew. So let's go ahead and get into what's been happening these past couple of weeks. We know
Okay.
that Ford had the baby. Okay,
Yes,
so God
yes.
bless that baby. The baby is just adorable. At first I was trying not. I was trying to think, well, maybe the mom really is a bitch. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I had to think about it like this: it's hard to be pregnant, okay, especially when you weren't anticipating being pregnant in the first place. So I don't think she was ever anticipating being pregnant by him in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I think they just were doing what they were doing and not really thinking that was going to, go into much more. But obviously, it blossomed into a lot more. And they just weren't prepared for it, especially with him saying stuff like, in his mind, whether she's 8 months pregnant or not, he can't.
Ooh,
I'm
that
like,
killed me.
what?
That fucking killed me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Me
number
too.
one, that comment right there, just I'm 8 months pregnant. Just because you 8 months pregnant and da, that makes me look bad. Because it makes me look bad as a parent. I'm a parent of two. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't as nervous, but once the baby came, it was pretty much a wrap. But even before then, you got to get all your ducks in a row. It's not all about you anymore. It's about the kid. But you still want to be
Right.
in you still want to be in that party phase, and that ain't gonna cut it, my dude.
Right. And that's what I felt like she was trying to say. Like, okay, we done party, we done drink, and that's kind of what got us in this situation. So now, you know what I mean? It's time for you to sit back, you know what I mean, and fall back and be a fucking dad. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. And he calls it arguing and I don't want to argue and all this other stuff. And it's like, maybe she's not really arguing. Maybe she's just really trying to get you to do the right thing as a father because she didn't make this baby by herself. And you know what? It's, I'm glad that that was, like that was brought up in the show because other men who may behave like this, or even women who might behave like this, you know what I'm saying? They need to see
Mm-hmm.
themselves or see this stuff on camera and understand what actually is normal and what's not, because that is just not normal for you to just still want to be running around in the streets and stuff as a parent. And I'm not saying that you can't go out, you can't have a good time, you can't enjoy yourself, but it's a way to do things. You know what I mean? If you know this woman is about to have your baby, why would you move out of the apartment? Like, what?
Yeah, what would
It's
have
not
happened? What
just
would have
her
happened if you
baby.
moved out? Right. What would have
Yeah,
happened if you
like,
would have moved out and something would have happened to her? And
right,
worse yet,
like,
something would have happened to the baby. You would feel more.
exactly.
You would feel more. I can't cuss, can
I mean, a little bit.
I? You will feel more. You will feel more effed up than ever if something were to happen to the child. Now,
Exactly.
and that's another thing. I don't want to hear nobody say, "Well, for he's young and this and that." I don't. That don't make me no never mind. That don't make me no
Exactly.
never mind. I don't care if you're 18. You have a child at 18. Your responsibility is your responsibility. That's just
Exactly.
hideous. But at the end
That
of the
was just
day,
crazy.
yeah, but at the end of the day, everything worked out. But he still lost cool points with me with that comment that he made. That's just me. That's
I
just
agree
me.
because I just thought like he could be doing way better than that. Like, why would you feel like it's okay in any kind of way to just abandon the mother of your child, just for the simple sake of, oh, I just don't feel like being there. You know what I mean? Or it's not even that you can't, it's you just don't really feel like it. That's just
Right.
crazy. She didn't put herself in that position by herself. Even if she did purposely get, who cares about any of that stuff? That's irrelevant at this point because now the baby's on the way. So I thought that, but I'm glad that at least they showed, in last night's episode that he was trying to step up and be a good dad, trying to
Mm,
support the baby. He was trying to support
mm,
her at the hospital and stuff. I hope that
mm,
continues. I can see that he was, after the continuation of after the baby came home, she was, they were home and he was really interacting with the baby, interacting with her and stuff. And I think that hopefully that he'll just be on the right path. Sometimes it just takes a waking up and
I
becoming a
don't
parent.
know if I was done. If I was done, I'd have whooped your ass. That's just
That
yeah. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. It's like, yo, my man, you got a responsibility. Take care of that. You did. Take care of that. But what else is on the menu, sis? Oh, Ryan. Now, I proclaim that Ryan is another version of Caesar from Black Ink, New York. A
hmm
a little bit furbished, a little bit, you know, a little bit young, hot headed. The same version of C's, but obviously people like him because of his hairstyle. Oh, listen,
Who?
I'm a jealous
Who you talking
I'm a
about,
jealous
Ryan?
husband. Yeah, yeah, Ryan
Oh
Henry.
no, Ryan is
Ryan
fine as
Henry,
a mug,
yeah.
baby. Ryan
Hey,
fine as a
look,
mug, baby. Yeah. Steve's
look,
don't
if
look
I can
like
be
Ryan. No.
listen, if I can be DMX for a minute, when he made fun of Drake, he was like, I don't like Drake, I don't like his hairstyle, I don't like that. Listen, I don't like that. Look, and forget Ryan. I don't like his hairstyle. I don't like that light skinned nigga. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Well, you're not supposed to think he's fine, but I do. Shit, Ryan look good. I don't care, but don't hate on Ryan. He might be
Whatever.
a dog, but don't hate on Ryan.
You hold up, sis. You the same person that said that Teddy looked good. You the
Oh, Teddy
same.
do look. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I keep telling you, you are
You
not going to
said
disrespect
Teddy,
my Teddy. You're not going to disrespect my Teddy
big head
from New
Teddy.
York. I said you're not going to
Big
disrespect
head
my
hat
Teddy,
Teddy.
not my Teddy.
Wig wearing Teddy.
You can talk about whoever you want to talk about, but you're not going to talk about my Teddy. Okay? You can talk about Ryan, but you can't talk about my Teddy. Okay? Like, I'm sorry. That's off limits. Okay?
Teddy's head's bigger than C's. What you talking
C's
about?
got a big head. C's got a big head. Ain't nobody fooling with
I
C.
thought you would say Puma.
No, ew. No. No, I
But
like Teddy. Teddy is really, really cute. Teddy's cute. I like the way he dresses. He's got his own sneaker.
oh
Yeah, he all
God.
right with me.
Oh, stop it,
But
stop it.
Ryan
But
is definitely all right. But anyway, back on the subject. So, what do you
yes.
think about what happened last night at the convention, at the Ink convention? Do you
Well,
think that Drea, like I thought, I'm gonna tell you what I thought. Drea, I don't think she was out of pocket. A lot of people would say,
no.
"Oh, she's way out of pocket. She was out of line," but she paid for her portion of this, and Charmaine does not have her ish together when it comes to this shop. I mean, like I understand that
Mhm.
Charmaine has been going through a lot of stuff with her dad and with the death of her mom, which ultimately was the problem last season when her
Look,
mom died. She lost sight of the shop, and there was issues with license and inspection and stuff like that, but that put an effect on her artists. So I really felt like Drea was not necessarily wrong in this situation. Now Kitty, on the other hand, Kitty would have been all right with me too until she just started going off like a crazy woman at the convention. I mean, this place is where you build your brand. Your brand is on the line. You don't want to be out here all ghetto fabulous, trying to act a fool in front of potential clients. So why would she
yeah,
act like
she
that?
was pretty much out of line for,
and and she's
acting up.
supposed to be a brand manager. Like that's just crazy. But I do understand like where the two of them were coming from, because Kitty was trying to do brand manager stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
Dr-
what's the name was trying to
Charmaine.
Charmaine was trying to
Uh,
stop her. What do you think? I'm sorry.
okay. Here's the situation. When you have a business, and I'm not proclaiming to be a business owner, but when you have a business, your timing is your business. And if you can't manage it, if you can't keep it afloat, that's what assistants are for. You have
Right.
to hire, you go ahead and hire an assistant, and they're supposed to do it, you know, 90% of the work. But you're supposed to be there to pay the bills, make sure everything is working properly. I mean, you had inspection come over and nothing was right.
Right.
And on top of that, you gonna bring in some artists that not only have little to no experience, except for the dude with the Chucky in the background. He was there. He's been tattooing for under a year. The other
Mm-hmm.
woman has been tattooing for a couple of months. That's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna cut it when you bring in somebody. You trying to bring those two to a convention. Now, to you, when you was talking about Kitty, Kitty has been experienced being that manager at the
Right.
other side, but then she kind of flipped over or whatever, whatever. She had offered her services as a manager. She offered her services. Now, if you can, I would at least listen. Obviously, Charlemagne had it in her head.
Stop
It's
calling her
like,
Charlemagne.
she got a big head, Charlemagne, just different shade. But anyway, I just have a couple of issues.
Charmaine.
I just have a couple of issues with that. I just have a couple of issues. My bad. Charmaine,
I know what you meant. I
Charmaine,
know what you meant.
Charmaine. Basically, where was I at for you? Okay. Charmaine basically has a big head. Big head meaning Big head meaning she the big boss now. She's not under Ryan. She's not under any other supervision. She's her
Right.
boss. Now, you can with that in mind, Can you be a little big headed? Yes, you can. But in still, business is business, and you gotta keep it afloat. And she's on the verge of not losing not one, not two, but three cast members, and
Right.
one of them is about to go to either Ryan or possibly might go to Black Ink New York. Who knows? So
Well, I
all I'm
think they
saying
would stay
is,
in Chicago before they went to New York. But definitely, I could see Prince either going with
mm-hmm,
Ryan, or I can see him branching off with Drea if Drea opens her own shop,
all
which
right,
I don't think is a bad idea. I just feel like, okay, I just feel like, Charmaine is just not being responsible enough with her shop. She knows, that this is her shop. It's her
right,
business, yes. But like you said, you cannot be a one man show. If you're trying to run a successful business, especially such as a tattoo shop, you have to have people helping you. This is the reason why C's has been so successful with Black Ink in New York, with Black Ink down in Atlanta, because he has people that are working with him. You see what I'm saying? He's got people that are managing the stores. He's got people, somebody else managing money, somebody else that's managing the artists, you know what I mean? And so forth and so on. People that are
right,
managing the appointments, for each different location. So she's got to do the same thing. She's got one freaking shop. It's not like she's got two or three shops. She's
right,
got one shop. She can handle one shop and actually put people in place that she trusts to handle it. Those two would have been able to handle it. So I
right.
technically get why Drea did what she did, and I don't blame her. I mean, it could have been done maybe a little bit different if they had talked a little bit more, but I understand why she did it because number one, business is business. Number two, it's a convention. So she's trying to get her money. If she paid for that booth, she deserved to have the booth. She deserved to open it up to her clients, and she's going to get that bread. Who messed her up was Kitty. Kitty should have just fell back. I get it. You were feeling some type of way or whatever. But ladies, we do not always have to be the loud one and always have to have the last word. Sometimes you can sit back, you can cross your legs, cross your hands, cross your arms, and make that bread and not even worry about what somebody else is saying. Because really, what they were saying really wasn't
Mhm.
hurting you. They
Crossing
were
the legs
just,
is an understatement, but anyway, go ahead.
you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just making a statement. I mean, she's been around the world now. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was another point. So I think what happened is she felt some type of way because C's and Ryan weren't in their bag with each other, but they've been like let that go. That was a long time ago, honey. I don't know why she's still thinking they actually care. Like I said, when she first came over to Ryan is when I first started watching Chicago. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, okay. Like that's when I got interested in Chicago. I'll say that
Well,
is when
sis,
she started
I do
messing with
have a
Ryan.
question. I do have a
Yeah.
question for you, and as a woman, I need you to clear or answer this particular question when it comes to females, whether it be in the industry, family members, whatever. When it came to Ryan and C's, of course, everybody expected a big fussle, but these are two owners, and they ain't going to embarrass themselves, and they damn sure ain't going to embarrass their crew or anybody else or somebody else just because they're on national television. They gonna work that shit out, even though they doing it for the camera. But when it comes to females, and Prince made an interesting statement. Women they got their panties in a bunch. Why is it that certain females, or I should say most in the industry, if it's not most, then you can correct me. Most females in that industry always have this big ego clash. I mean, what?
Okay. I'll tell you. So first of all, I don't think females in the industry have a big ego clash. I think that there are men. well, I won't even say that they're men. There's men and women. It's a competitive field. So being a tattoo artist and being a top tattoo artist are two different things. Okay. You can be a tattoo artist. Anybody can be a
Right.
tattoo artist. But
Right.
to be a top tattoo artist and to be known in the industry and to make good money in the industry, you have to be top class. You know what I mean? So it's competitive.
I don't-
And I think that they're just competitive. And sometimes women who are competitive are viewed as, trying to be manly or trying to be the man or trying to, like they have an ego problem or something like that, when really they're just competitive like everybody else. So I think
Hmm.
that's one thing. Um, there was something else you said about Prince. So this was the issue I took with Prince with that situation. Okay. Sometimes, and that would have been a perfect example of men not getting involved in a woman's argument. Okay.
Mm.
Because, and I'll tell you why, because Drea was not, again, I don't think Drea was wrong in that situation. I
No,
really
she
don't.
wasn't.
Now I get it. It is Charmaine's shop. She has the right to charge booth rent that she wants to charge. Drea could just walk out of there and say, no, I'm not doing this. That's where she messed up. When she
Right.
continued to go back and forth and talk all this trash, when she could have just walked out, she didn't have to be a part of the situation to begin with. You see what I'm saying? She could have just left it alone. But Drea didn't leave it alone. Drea, continued to go back and forth with her too. And so now, this is what she's got. I mean, so
Didn't
I
they
think
bring? Didn't
Drea
she
could have
try to
walked.
bring her back the second time?
Yeah, but that's the second time because the first time was after um Drea. See, Drea left in season 6, the season before that. She
Mm-hmm.
left because, Charmaine didn't have the shop together. She was losing the shop. Like license and inspection shut it down. And this was before everybody got shut down because of the pandemic. She shut down because of license and inspection.
Huh?
Yeah, so she didn't have certain licenses in place and stuff like that. That's why her
Mm-hmm.
and Drea had a beef in the first place. And then Drea came back on the strength of Kitty because Kitty, was supposed to be the brand manager. And Kitty
Mm-hmm.
was trying to find good artists in order to bring, to bring, a good clientele to the building. So both of them were trying to work in Charmaine's favor, but Charmaine was just not
Yeah,
pen. She's not
being
business savvy. She's
no.
kind of like the Umar Johnson of tattoo shops.
Really now. Well, I'm just gonna
So,
leave it
I
right
mean,
there.
I mean, she's not scamming, but
She called.
but anyway,
You know
so
what
that
she? I think she lost a cool person in Jess too. But then again, that's me. Sh
yes,
It was surprising. It
yes,
was surprising to see Steven there, though. Steven just walked up
yeah,
in the convention and started doing his thing. Was with Drea and Kitty, and just they were
yeah,
doing tattoo.
that was
They were doing
cool
tattoo things. That was cool until again
until Kitty.
loudmouth, and then it got so bad that the executive producer had to basically tell her, shut the hell up.
Yeah, she was
Basically, you
bugging.
got to.
Like, I mean, I'm not impressed with women like that. Like, I'm a woman, I might cuss you out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I might cuss you out, if I have to. But if I don't have to be cussing you out, it is not any like it's not going to bring anything to me for me to be cussing somebody out for no reason or to just be snapping just for the sake of like cameras or for the sake of other people or whatever. I think that shit is whack. Hold on, let me do a little bit of housekeeping real quick. What's up, Germ on the board? And Flacco, what's happening, bro? How you doing? So
Flop.
anyway,
What up?
yeah, I really just don't like the idea of women that feel like they gotta be like, yo, motherfucker, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, nigga, I mean, it ain't really that serious, dog. You know what I
You know
mean? I'm
what?
looking at her like, is she drunk or something? Like, what is going on? Now I know she's not. I know she doesn't tattoo, So
No.
technically, she didn't have to be there, but she came because of the white boy. You know what I mean? Because of the London boy. That's the reason
Mm.
that she was there
Steven.
in the
Yeah, yeah,
first.
yeah.
Yeah. So if she didn't come, if he didn't come, she probably wouldn't have been there anyway. But then she came out there just for that, and plus, I think she did want to see C's, and also she wanted to see if Ryan. But I think she over Ryan by now.
Did you
Hey,
see the
Darlene. Hold on, wait. Hey, Darlene. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys coming in and tuning in tonight. Thank you, guys. We're just talking a little bit about Black Ink Crew Chicago. That's one of my favorite shows. Um, yeah, check us out every Tuesday night, you guys. We'll be doing between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. We're going to go live every Tuesday night for Chicago. When New York comes back on, I also watch that, and I also watch the LA one. So I'm waiting for that one to come back too, because I really love the entire Black Ink franchise. So tonight, this is Chicago night, guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lee.
But yo, did you see the look on her face when she's just walked past her like she didn't even exist?
Oh, she was salty. It was just
Sorry,
the whole
just
thing was funny because the way him and Ryan just dapped each other and they was hugging and shit. I was like, oh my God, like her face was just priceless.
priceless.
It was
Priceless.
priceless. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was just too
Oh yeah.
funny.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah. So
You,
next week, Ryan is supposed to have. We're going to wrap this up. We're on about 32 minutes now. So Ryan is having a roundtable. Okay, it appears that
yes.
Drea is on. She's on Zoom, so she didn't even
Zoom.
come to the meeting. Okay, everybody else shows up to the meeting, including Kitty,
Kitty,
which was
yes.
surprising because I'm like, listen, are we keeping Kitty or not? You know what I mean? Because if we're gonna keep Kitty, she got to get her ish together, okay? Because homegirl is out here acting a whole fool. She from DC, son, and all this other
Son.
shit, and it's like, all right, boo. Like, listen, you need to just go ahead and keep your nails done and get your wigs and just have several seats because it's not that serious,
Cause
my love.
where else you gonna go to you gonna go to LA too? You gonna go to LA?
Right. That's the next step because that's the only other one. And, we can't have her over there because they're just the sweet crew over there. They're really cool. I like them over there. They're nice. Everybody's, and everybody ain't, on this type time. So I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Maybe they gotta get a little bit more fire in LA. But I do like the LA one too. I really do.
Well, tune in next time
Yep.
until some other drama happens. But until
Yep.
then,
So yep. Till then, next week we will go ahead and be back at it again. We'll talk about what happens after the roundtable with Ryan because he is having a roundtable with the entire Black Ink Chicago crew. That includes Second Nine Mag, and that also includes Second City. So we're going to see what's going on with this. Whether or not Charmaine's going to have to give up some stuff, give up some money. I don't know. But did you notice one thing else? I'm going to say this, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Did you notice that Prince had to pay 50% of what he made?
50%.
I
Yeah,
said,
because he had no
Ryan ain't
room.
shit. Ryan ain't ish, man. Like, what the? But I mean, hey, business is business, right? And you got to learn,
Look
like,
for
this is
him.
a dog eat dog. This is a dog eat dog, industry. You
Look for
got to
him
make
to
your
be the
money.
sixth man. Look for him to be the
Yep.
sixth man. So
Either he's
it's
gonna
gonna be
either he's
interesting.
gonna go back with Ryan, or he's gonna go ahead and deal with
Charmaine
Drea. And I
or
can see
Drescher.
Drea, but he might just pop Drea up in with him because Drea doing her thing. And that's what
Yep.
Charmaine gonna be upset about. But I gotta go. My man's on the phone. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out.